Xperience Sessions. Xperience Sessions.
Hey you guys, you're catching another episode of Xperience Sessions right here on indigomusic.com, and joining me today to tell us all about his journey is Tejas Menon, an Indian singer-songwriter who's already released an EP. He already has an album out, Make It Happen, which came out I think 2017. And now you are coming out with another album. Man, you have been busy. Hi.
Hi, Nija. Thanks for having me. And
Of course,
yes.
It's really exciting to have you. We played a few of your songs on our radio station as well. Brave, Lead, and
All the greatest hits.
But tell me a little bit about your musical beginnings. How did it all begin for you?
By accident. I would say that I was interested in music like throughout high school, and I didn't grow up in India. I grew up in Dubai, so over there they were, I mean, it was just very, yeah. Oh gosh, there's so many of us. Put it there, yeah. but yeah, so I grew up over there, and fortunately, even though it was an Indian school, we were afforded plenty of really good opportunities. I got to work with my music teacher a lot, who kind of influenced me. I got into it really happened by accident. I had to basically we needed some mascots for this global village kind of situation, and somebody said, hey Tejas, you should play Elvis because we're representing the US. I was like, cool, who's Elvis? So I bought a cassette. One thing led to another. I tried to embody his persona, his mannerisms, and I really got into it. And then it just, somebody said, hey, maybe you should take part in music, and then so on and so forth. I started learning how to play instruments, and but I didn't write my first original song until I was maybe 18, 19. So it was pretty late start for me, considering a lot of my friends now in music have all been playing music for a very early age. And then I did nothing with it, to be honest. I just kept writing songs. I thought they were just nice for me, and then I got a little exposed to the kind of independent scene here, even at its fairly nascent stage. And I said, hey, I can do this. And I thought that the transition from decent songwriting to performing live would be instant and smooth, and it was not. so that was 2011 when I started playing, and I just kind of I still had a job. I was still working for a very long time, and I did a bunch of things.
One does, I guess.
Yeah. And I didn't quit my job until I was until 2015, and then I was just like, okay, cool, I'm just gonna give this a shot. So I really kind of stumbled onto this whole music thing, just waywardly and by accident almost. So yeah.
Oh, I mean, I guess we're all glad then that they made you, play Elvis way back when it happened. But I mean, I don't mean to say way back. I'm sure it's fairly.
I'm getting along. I'm getting along. No, it's fine to say that. I'm getting older.
You've released 2 singles already from your upcoming album, Outlast.
Yeah, that's right.
Tell me a little bit about Outlast. What's the meaning behind this name?
So I see it as a trilogy concluder. If I have to kind of look at my music, I'm a big more than music. I love pop culture, and I love movies, and I'm a huge Star Wars nerd. And
as a franchise.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I look at my music. The things that influence my music the most are movies or stories and games and stuff, rather than other music influencing it.
It's essentially storytelling, right? I think.
Yes, definitely. And I think
approach your songs, I think lyrically even, you can kind of see a pattern of storytelling in a lot of your music.
I would hope so. I mean, it's not it's not like country storytelling, where there's a verse and a chorus where, oh, boy meets girl, etc. First of all, I try and expand, and write about other things that are kind of defining my life at the moment and in time. But yeah, definitely I see it as a path. My first album was called Small Victories, which is about me coming to Bombay. Make It Happen is like a good, decent documentation of my 20s and my late 20s. And Outlast is just the current kind of thing that I'm trying to align myself with, which is there has to be more to life than just following our passions. I mean, like our generation has been very like passion based. Everybody kind of wants to follow their passion. Then there's this kind of unsettling feeling. It's like, oh, I got to do exactly what I wanted to do, but it's still not satisfying me as much, whether it's following music or the arts or whatever it is. And the only way I've been thinking about is that it's I'm not saying it's not a bad thing to follow it, but there has to be more. And like I've tried to kind of engage myself by finding out the answers to those questions, which is that maybe it's doing something that you suck at, like humbling yourself is one really good thing, and the other thing is doing something in service of something which is bigger than yourself. I think those have been two ideals that I've tried to adjust my life to. I'm not saying I've done a great job, but I've tried my best to kind of incorporate that. The album is merely about it's about how we look at nostalgia and how nostalgia is really a privilege. It's not something that is not everybody has. Like I had a troubled childhood, my parents are separated, so a bunch of those things have obviously influenced me and the way I write, and so for me, looking back all the time is not an option for me all the time. Maybe the recent past, but not longer than that. So for me, it is incumbent on me to kind of look at the future and say this, there's no word for the opposite of nostalgia, maybe not at least not in English. And
nostalgia.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, well, sure, that's the Dua Lipa album. Yeah, but that's like from a sonic perspective, right? Like she's kind of used retro. Like for me, it's like more of a thematic kind of perspective where we have to kind of look at the future with hope, but with action. It's like it's not just hope is like not enough. You really need to be able to kind of put something into it for it to be realized. So that's really what my album is about. It's not about winning the game. It's not this trend to stay relevant all the time. And I'm living it, right? We have to keep releasing singles to stay relevant, and that's the way the industry has kind of gone. But it's mostly about playing the game and playing it longer and further than everybody else can. And then if you can do that, if you can endure, then I think that's far more valuable to yourself and to whoever's been a fan of your music than kind of burning out quickly. And
right on, man. I mean, I love the way you live, and I like what you said about if you're always constantly driven by something, then that's the only thing that will end up making you happy. So you've got to find other things as well.
Yes, that is
and true. That's a nice thing. And Outlast will be the album that is Outlast as well as part of the franchise. So
that is true.
In that sense too. Could you sing me a little something from one of the two songs that you've released from Outlast? Or
I have not even. I did not even.
Just a couple of lines.
Could I just? I think I am equipped. So maybe. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
I've never known another way to be. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Instead of dreaming, I can get no sleep. I'm sorry, Mary, I can't be your sheep yet. Show me where I've got to lead, 'cause I would never know to follow. Show me where I've got to lead, 'cause I would never know now. That was good.
I'm dying. I can't handle how good that was. That was so good. That sounds just like we played it on the radio. So
sweet. Thank you. But
that was very, very, very cool. Love the way you songwrite as well. Is there a process to it? Do you just write about whatever you feel like?
I'm not. I try not to go in with a thought. Like I just try and play and instinctively I just trust the words that are exiting my body to kind of have some value because it is coming instinctively.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then it forms a shape as I continue to write, and then when I know what I at least I suspect the song is about, then I try to zone in and try and make it about that. But otherwise I don't try and change the process. I don't try and inflict too much on the process. I'll let the songs just come to me rather than chase it. Yeah.
That fits in perfectly with your personality, I would say.
Yeah.
So far, just your album Make It Happen was crowdfunded.
Yes, it
Tell
was.
me about that.
I was just lucky. I think it's because it was a good time to do it because the first album had come out and I spent whatever savings I had from my job in advertising at the time. But yeah, I put it out and I was again very lucky that Warren from Black Strat Blues, he produced it. So when he kind of just shared a link saying, "Hey, I produced this album," and he wasn't doing too much of that back then, or I don't know if he does that much now either. But it felt like obligation. Oh my God, Warren has produced an album. Let's check it out. And it did a huge it was a huge boost for listeners for me. And so that's how it kind of generated interest to begin with, and we kind of built that up over the course of the next 2 or 3 years, where we just toured the record and kept like playing shows, and I kept trying to make a name for myself, and then so it felt like it was primed quite well. So we were just really lucky that and we didn't ask for too much. It was like well balanced in like 6 hours, so it was fantastic.
That must have been such a rush. Like
it was, and I've learned so many things from it. But yeah. So I'm just more than anything, I think I'm just glad that the album had the ambition that I really wanted to have, which had the scope of the sheer variety of the types of songs. Those are the types of albums that I used to listen to when I was growing up, and I always wanted to have an album which could have something for everyone. Like I don't know if it's the entertainer in me or whatever to say, okay, cool, you're feeling sad, here's a sad song, or you're feeling excited about something, here's something like that, or you want to rock out, here's a song like that. Ultimately, it's not good, right? Because a lot of people these days kind of make albums which are like moods. Statistically, it is a bad option for me to do something like this, because you want to be known for a sound and then you want to evolve the sound per album perhaps. But I don't know, I just get very bored writing a similar kind of song over and over again. I don't have it within me. I'm not saying that this is a function of how creative or anything I am. It's just that I write the type of song, and then I'm just like, okay, cool, it's done. Why should I, repeat that? So yeah.
That's a great way to. I mean, I would buy an album like that versus a typical sounding album.
I mean, the real question, Nija, is who is really buying albums?
That is true. All right. On that note, I'm gonna play a rapid fire with you.
Oh wow. Okay. All right.
I just have quick questions. All right. Quick answer. Okay. One musician you'd love to open for.
Amos Lee.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. 3 things you can't do without.
My cats is one thing. Definitely my what kind of my Switch? My Nintendo. I love my Nintendo. Okay, so Luke Leia. Okay, okay, I'm gonna club that as one. Okay. My phone. Obviously, I'm not addicted. I just moderate my usage, guys. It's not that difficult.
We get it.
And my guitar. Yeah.
And your guitar. 3 things you can always find in your fridge.
Eggs, dahi, and probably oats or something. Yeah, that's
If you weren't a musician, what would you be?
I'd probably be still directing films and stuff, or making. I'd probably not making ads. That industry is way too much for my anxiety. But I'd probably be making like video games or something like that. I love cartoons and video games, and I'll probably be invested in that.
All right. One word to describe your relationship status.
Very committed.
3 gig ritual.
It's actually the things that I don't do. Like I don't eat before a gig. I can't sleep before a gig. I can't do anything. I probably I like going shopping.
Post gig ritual.
Post gig sleep. Oh my gosh, I am the worst. I'm the most boring person. I'm first of all a morning person. I'm not. My brain kind of shuts off, or at least reduces by half of its productivity after 8 o'clock, which is why I hate calls after that, and I cherish my weekends and things like that. So after a gig, I'm mostly exhausted. I try and avoid all after parties, including my own after parties. Like I avoid, like if it's after my gig. So I go home and sleep. But
gosh, I didn't expect.
But yeah, I would probably like to go home and watch something like just HBO or something. Yeah.
Sounds like a blast.
Gilmore Girls, probably, yeah.
Honestly, with Gilmore Girls are the best. With the cats, I can see that. Yeah. Idea of an ideal world includes?
I think the idea of the ideal world includes a world where people, androids, and animals coexist in harmony.
Okay, that's it was great talking to you, man. That brings us-
Likewise, Nisha. Thank you.
And I don't know if I can ask you to sing maybe another song for us.
Sure.
Forget Conversation, which is something you
Ooh.
featured on quite recently, actually.
Yes,
Maybe
on
just a couple of lines to.
hit show Son of a Beach. Yeah, sure. I would love to. So nice to meet ya. Forget the dance, forgo the lines. I didn't need it. I could never know more than others could. Forget the lies, what's in your eyes, so close to not caring. Maybe there's meaning in it. Yeah, I'm calling out to you to forget conversation, no. Yeah, I'm calling out to you, no. To forget, no. Yeah, I'm calling out to you to forget conversation, no. Yeah, I'm calling out to you, no. To forget, no.
Wow, man, that was amazing. You are well on your way to being on everybody's playlist. Thank you so much for doing this, and your music's amazing.
Thank you so much.
Hopefully we
Thank
can come
you.
by to the studio sometime. When
Yeah, definitely. I think I will be coming to Bangalore in December, so let me
please
figure
come
it out.
down. Please
Yeah.
come down. We will sanitize and everything.
That's fine. No worries. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Well, what a fun conversation that was with Tejas Menon, singer-songwriter. You can catch more videos like this on indigomusic.com. You know that, so stay tuned. Until next time, bye.